My parents emotionally neglected me for years. Now my grandpa's wife says I am the cruel one for going no contact, then she stepped in like a mediator and made everything worse. Plus update, I just received the text of her asking me to talk, so I am definitely not calm right now, my apologies in advance. For context, my grandma and grandpa divorced when I wasn't even born, and I don't know any better than my grandpa being together with his now wife. I see her as family, but I have never called her grandma. This matters to me in this context because it feels extra inappropriate that she is even talking to me about this. She is a very intelligent person and I generally like her a lot, but she has this sort of stubborn character where she always thinks she is right, basically. This causes her to insert herself into all sorts of situations where she wants to help fix things, as if she sees herself as some sort of objective peacemaker. I don't know how else to call it lol, but she has a very strong opinion as well, so it's kind of like she thinks she has all the answers and solutions. Oh yeah, it's the grandpa on my dad's side, by the way. Anyway, me and my parents, but mostly me and my mom, have kind of a difficult relationship. I won't make this a boring long deep story, but basically mostly my mom is very emotionally immature, and ever since I was a little kid I always had to take care of her and her emotions. I literally didn't learn to take care of myself emotionally because all I ever did was be hypervigilant to her feelings and make sure she was okay. When my parents used to fight I was literally their mediator, etc. It has always been a roller coaster, and that's how my relationship with mostly my mom has felt ever since. There are periods in time where we get along well, we laugh together, she is there for me, etc. But then a period hits where everything is about her and blah blah blah, and it gets really freaking harmful towards me, especially as the oldest, parentified, daughter. She leans on me and there is no room for me to speak up for myself because she plays the victim and I'm never heard and validated. She will literally go to bed crying or she will threaten to hurt herself. It always makes me feel guilty, so then I am there for her, reassuring her and neglecting myself completely. When I moved out of the house, I always was so excited coming home, but the second I stepped in I felt tension. My parents and my sister have since admitted they were glad when I left again, not acknowledging I was so overwhelmed every time. I literally started feeling like an outsider in my own family and always still feel like it's 3 against 1. Anyway, since 3.5 years I have been dating my girlfriend. In the first year of our relationship, everything was okay between her and my parents. They actually liked each other. After the first year, mostly my mom started to pull this shit again when my girlfriend was also there. It really affected her and it opened my eyes on how I was treated. It was hard to address this in the beginning because of the endless guilt and shame I feel and wanting everyone to be happy all the time and feeling so responsible for everyone and everything. So I guess I distanced myself a bit from my mom without much explanation, which I realized wasn't very fair. I then started trying to actually talk about things, but it never went well. It always escalated and I got so disappointed and sad. I tried so hard. Gave a million of disclaimers saying that I know she is not a bad person and that I love her and I understand her and yada yada yada, but it never ever worked. Fast forward to now and I initiated a period of no contact for the second time. I would love to reconnect as it absolutely freaking sucks not having parents in my life, and the relationship with my sister is also strained because of this. A lot has happened in my life and I need them. However, every time I tried, it just got worse. And my girlfriend, whom I love, really doesn't want anything to do with them unless they truly change. Our last dinner with the 4 of us was horrible. Now my grandpa's wife texted me, responding a bit to questions on how she and my grandpa are doing and stuff, and then all of a sudden saying, I heard you went no contact with your parents, to immediately make the judgment that that was not okay and selfish and harmful for all parties involved. She then insisted on making an appointment to talk. Her and me, or her, me and my GF, not my grandpa because he is getting too old for petty arguments? First of all, I find it weird that she inserts herself as the savior. Second, why the flip would I want to talk to her about this after she made very painful assumptions without even knowing my side whatsoever? I know for a fact that my parents have not given her a full picture, as they have proven time and time again that they do not understand what is going on no matter how hard I try to explain. They just play the victims, take no accountability, etc. I truly don't see what talking would even do. I am so mad, honestly. Ada? Edit. Here are the translations of the texts. I called her G for grandpa. G. I deleted the beginning of the message because it was about something else, but I do want to mention that I had an accident last week, which she also responded to, making it even wilder that she sent this in the same message, something completely different. My name. We recently heard from your parents that you no longer have contact with them. Sorry to say it, but whatever happened, that's a very strange move. Unnecessary and extremely unkind. Not a good look. My name. I think it would be good to talk about this sometime. Let's make an appointment, just you and me, or you, girlfriend, and me. Your grandfather should stay out of it. He is too old for these kinds of unnecessary conflicts. It would be much better for everyone involved if things could just go back to normal. So let us know, and let's put an end to this nonsense.
Love,
G and Grandpa. Me, hi, G, I really don't appreciate you inserting yourself into a situation that's between Mom, Dad, me and no one else. And definitely not in this way. There is no reason for me to want to talk about this with someone who already judges the situation before hearing my side, or who thinks they know exactly what's going on. It's not up to you to decide what's unnecessary or unkind. I would appreciate it if you stayed out of it and let us handle it ourselves. We are all adults. Thanks in advance. Gee, go ahead, but then actually do something about it. Me, okay. Me, will you say the same thing to Mom and Dad? Meaning that I know she is only lecturing me and not the people causing the issues lol. Update. I added the translation of the messages that were sent after this here. Sorry for the length this sub doesn't let me upload pictures directly here, sorry. The first message was sent by me, because I wanted to set a firmer boundary, and then 2 messages by my grandpa. I only received them yesterday night and I haven't fully processed any of it, so I am in no state to respond, and advice is super welcome. I did talk to my girlfriend about it so that I could vent, and here are a few thoughts I have about it. My grandpa didn't want to be involved, yet 1, the message was sent in a group's chat that he is a part of. 2, my dad is his son, not his wife's, and 3, he spent at least 1.5 hours typing all of this, which is a lot of effort for someone who wants to be left out of this nonsense. Their words, he spent a lot of time being offended about how I talked to his wife, claiming that he thought I knew them better and that I should have known how she meant what she said. This made me so pissed right off the bat because if you read the original messages, it was his wife who approached me without an ounce of respect, and I think my initial response to her was way calmer and more polite than she deserved, the second one even more so. I hate it when people attack your tone/response to something they did wrong. I apparently should have also just known that the intervention was not initiated by them, but it was discussed with my parents first. He spent a lot of time being offended about this as well, because how could I have thought they would just insert themselves? 1. Maybe mention you talked to my parents and discussed this? 2. I'm sure they didn't hold a pew-pew to your head, like come on, you could have used some critical thinking and come to the conclusion it was not a good/appropriate idea to get involved in. 3. I think I have been very clear in emphasizing that it was about the way they approached this, lacking respect, compassion, etc. Another thing that apparently offended/hurt them. Are you guys also noticing the pattern of playing the victim, or is the fact that it's so hard for them to be between a son and a granddaughter that are not on good terms? Okay, boohoo, if it's already so hard for you, then imagine how hard it is for me, and maybe put your own feelings aside for a bit. The point that he was trying to make is that my parents don't understand why I chose to go no contact, and they don't know what they have to do to make it right, and they are basically saying that that's why the ball is in my court, because I owe it to them to communicate this/explain myself. Now this is the part that really drove me absolutely nuts, because yeah, if you put it like that, I can understand why someone might be on their side. If I just randomly decided to stop talking to them for no apparent reason, that would in most cases make me an absolute biatch. However, if my parents, after all of these years, still don't know what they did wrong and what they can do to make it right, then that's really not on me anymore. I have had countless attempts at conversations with them. Sometimes they even claim to understand me, and it really baffles me that they still claim to not know what's going on. I think this is an incredibly convenient position to take, victimhood again. And I can see why that makes my grandpa plus his wife resent me. I just thought they were more emotionally intelligent than this, apparently not. The rest of his messages are just full of audacity and entitlement and disrespect, honestly. They communicated all sorts of expectations they now have of me, and they even said they would not talk to me until I fix this. This is highly freaking manipulative and inappropriate. But joke's on them, I am not a child anymore, and this doesn't get to me that much anymore. If they want to do it like this, they can have it. This is really not going to make me take my boundaries back. All it does is that they will lose one of their grandchildren. I am at a crossroad what to do next. I kind of don't want to waste any more energy on this, and I am also old enough to, mostly, know who I am. I know I am entitled to my boundaries, my peace, and I should not have to justify myself. Still, I feel very strongly about injustice, and it's incredibly hard for me to not want to put people in their place. It's kind of all or nothing now for me. It's either okay, your loss, or I would want to go hard and tell them everything, just to make them really think about what they did. These people don't know I was diagnosed with literal BPD, because of childhood emotional neglect, last year, and in a world where this diagnosis is such a bad thing, part of me wants to really rub this in their faces, not to mention my mom likely also has BPD and I have been her favorite person, FP, ever since I can remember. I am trying really hard not to feel crazy, as it seems that no one is really on my side, apart from my girlfriend and roughly 50 people on my other Reddit post lol. However, I am convinced that my parents just really succeeded well into manipulating my grandpa and his wife so that they feel sorry for them and I can be the bad guy. Any reassurance from you all would really still be appreciated though. Ada now?